In commercial buildings, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates a minimum number of receptacles. This is to ensure that electrical needs can be met safely and efficiently. For general areas, the NEC requires one receptacle for every 12 linear feet of wall space. This measurement is taken horizontally along the floor line. In a kitchen setting, the NEC specifies a minimum of 4 receptacles, with at least one on a dedicated 20-amp circuit. For a pantry, the requirement is 1 receptacle. Utility rooms also require 1 receptacle. Similarly, laundry rooms need at least 1 receptacle. In addition to the minimum number of receptacles, the NEC also sets forth spacing requirements. Receptacles must be spaced no more than 6 feet apart along walls. When it comes to ceilings, receptacles should be spaced no more than 12 feet apart. However, there are exceptions to these spacing rules. Firstly, receptacles located behind fixed appliances do not count toward the required number of receptacles. This includes appliances like stoves and refrigerators. Secondly, receptacles in bathrooms must be ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protected. These receptacles do not count towards the required number of receptacles. Thirdly, receptacles in outdoor areas need to be weather resistant and GFCI protected. These receptacles also do not count toward the required number of receptacles. It's important to note that these are general guidelines based on the NEC. Local building codes may have additional or specific requirements. Always consult with a licensed electrician to determine the exact requirements for a specific building. Understanding the NEC requirements for receptacle placement is crucial for ensuring safety and code compliance in commercial buildings. Failure to comply with these regulations can lead to electrical hazards and potential fines. Planning receptacle locations during the design phase of a commercial building can help avoid costly modifications later on. Consider the intended use of each area when determining receptacle placement. For example, in a retail space, additional receptacles may be needed to accommodate displays and equipment. In an office environment, ensure that there are enough receptacles to support computers, printers, and other electronic devices. Proper receptacle spacing can also help prevent the use of extension cords, which can be a safety hazard. Overloading receptacles with too many devices can also lead to overheating and potential fires. Regular inspections of receptacles can help identify any potential problems, such as loose wiring or damaged outlets. If any issues are found, they should be addressed immediately by a qualified electrician. Staying informed about the latest updates to the NEC is essential for maintaining code compliance. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it's important to stay abreast of any changes that may affect receptacle requirements. Consider attending electrical code training courses to enhance your knowledge of the NEC and other relevant regulations. These courses can provide valuable insights into the proper installation and maintenance of receptacles in commercial buildings. Working with a qualified electrician who is familiar with the NEC and local building codes can help ensure that your commercial building meets all applicable requirements. An electrician can assess your building's electrical needs and recommend the appropriate number and placement of receptacles. They can also perform inspections and repairs to ensure that your electrical system is safe and up to code. Remember that electrical safety is paramount, and it's always best to err on the side of caution when it comes to receptacle installation and maintenance. Ignoring the NEC requirements for receptacle placement can have serious consequences, including electrical fires, injuries, and even fatalities. Investing in proper electrical infrastructure is a worthwhile investment that can protect your property and the people who use it. By following the NEC guidelines and consulting with a qualified electrician, you can ensure that your commercial building has a safe and reliable electrical system. In summary, remember the 12 linear feet rule for general areas, the 4 receptacle minimum with a 20-amp circuit in kitchens, and the single receptacle requirements for pantries, utility rooms, and laundry rooms. Also, remember the 6 feet spacing along walls and 12 feet spacing along ceilings. Remember the 3 exceptions behind fixed appliances, bathrooms, and outdoor areas, that they don't count to the spacing or number requirements. And lastly, to consult a licensed electrician who is the best person to ask, and remember that local building codes could supersede the NEC. By considering these factors, you can create a well-designed electrical system that meets the needs of your commercial building and complies with all applicable regulations. Also consider the future needs of the building and plan for potential expansion or changes in usage. It's often more cost-effective to install additional receptacles during the initial construction phase than to add them later on. Consider the placement of furniture and equipment when planning receptacle locations. Avoid placing receptacles behind large objects that may block access to them. Ensure that receptacles are easily accessible for plugging in and unplugging devices. Also, consider the type of devices that will be used in each area. Some devices may require dedicated circuits or specialized receptacles. For example, heavy-duty equipment may need a 240-volt receptacle, while sensitive electronic devices may benefit from surge protection. Use high-quality receptacles that are designed for commercial use. These receptacles are typically more durable and can withstand the demands of a commercial environment. Consider using tamper-resistant receptacles in areas where children may be present. These receptacles have a built-in safety mechanism that prevents objects from being inserted into the slots. Regularly test GFCI receptacles to ensure that they are functioning properly. GFCI receptacles are designed to protect against electrical shock, but they can fail over time. If a GFCI receptacle fails to trip when tested, it should be replaced immediately. Keep receptacles clean and free of dust and debris. Dust and debris can accumulate in receptacles and create a fire hazard. Use a vacuum cleaner or a soft brush to clean receptacles regularly. Avoid using extension cords as a permanent solution. Extension cords are intended for temporary use only and should not be used to power devices on a long-term basis. If you need additional receptacles, have them installed by a qualified electrician. Never attempt to install or repair receptacles yourself unless you are a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by trained professionals. Educate employees about electrical safety. Teach them how to properly use receptacles and avoid overloading circuits. Post electrical safety guidelines in prominent locations throughout the building. Have a written electrical safety plan in place. This plan should outline procedures for responding to electrical emergencies such as power outages or electrical fires. Conduct regular electrical safety audits. These audits can help identify potential hazards and ensure that your electrical system is in compliance with all applicable regulations. Keep accurate records of all electrical work performed in the building. These records should include the date of the work, the name of the electrician who performed the work, and a description of the work that was done. These records can be helpful for future maintenance and repairs. Work with your insurance company to ensure that your building is adequately insured against electrical hazards. Review your insurance policy regularly to make sure that it covers the cost of repairs and replacements in the event of an electrical incident. By taking these steps, you can minimize the risk of electrical hazards and ensure that your commercial building has a safe and reliable electrical system. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process and it requires vigilance and attention to detail. Stay informed, stay safe, and always consult with a qualified electrician when in doubt. These points have been added to give a more detailed and rounded explanation. Remember to verify local codes and regulations.